I think it's clear that disqualification can occur if evidence is produced demonstrating an actual conflict or the appearance of one.
How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the very real possibility of Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis being disqualified from the Trump election interference case involving not only former President Donald Trump, but many other co-defendants, including a man by the name of Michael Roman, who sparked all of what's happening right now with Fani Willis, Nathan Wade, and more. Now, a brief recap before we get to the update, the news clip about a pending hearing this week. Fani Willis, she's a DA, and she brings on a man by the name of Nathan Wade as a prosecutor in the Trump case back in November of 21. Now, the day after she brings him on, he files for divorce from his wife, Jocelyn Wade. They have been married for over 25 years, and they have 2 adult offspring. Now, there was an allegation that Fani and Nathan were together in an intimate relationship before she brought him on. Now, that is a thing that makes sense because they've been seen together all over Atlanta, downtown, midtown, Buckhead, the outskirts, outside the perimeter, inside the perimeter. They've been seen. There's credit card receipts provided by his wife, maybe now ex-wife, Jocelyn, of him paying for vacations, cruises, plane tickets in Fani's name. There's all kind of evidence here. Now, if it's proven that there was a conflict of interest or some kind of lover kickback, that could be a felony. She could go to the penitentiary and make big rocks, little rocks. But not just the criminal element. There's also the impropriety of the case. Hey, you brought this guy on and he shouldn't have been on, and you're not doing things right. Not only was he brought on inappropriately, maybe for a lover's kickback, because you've paid him $650,000 US, and the next highest person you brought on only got paid $90,000. It's not just that which could be illegal. It's also a thing that can get you removed from the case. And not just Fani, but Nathan Wade and the entire Fulton County DA's office. Now, if this happens, the case can still survive, but she can't be on it. And I don't know how the case goes forward with any kind of conviction for Trump or anybody else if the entire Fulton County DA's office who brought the case are now off the case. I don't know how it lives. Now, before I go any further, let's watch the news clip. If you want to see the clip in full without my commentary, link, as always, will be in the description. If you're on IG, visit the link in the bio, go to the corresponding article on the website. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
New developments in the Trump election interference case. Fulton County Superior Court Judge Scott McAfee held a hearing this afternoon to determine whether the district attorney, Fani Willis, and several of her staff would be required to testify in an evidentiary hearing later this week.
Defendants in the case want DA Willis and co-counsel Nathan Wade to testify after Willis acknowledged the 2 were involved in an intimate relationship. Fox 5's
You know, what was crazy is that when the news broke, they were trying to do all kind of stuff to prevent from talking about it. Fani Willis went to church talking about, oh, I'm imperfect. It's like, really? Why would you go to church and talk for all this time? All we're going to do is just use that. All you're doing is giving me material to talk about on my channel. And you're giving any kind of investigators or whatnot material to come through to hem you up and get you locked up again, making big rocks to little rocks. But I digress.
Deidre Dukes is live at the Fulton County Courthouse with the details tonight. Deidre.
Yeah, and this afternoon, Judge McAfee did not decide one way or another, and that means that DA Willis and others subpoenaed to testify by the defense may have to testify during that 2-day hearing when it starts later this week.
I think it's clear that disqualification can occur if evidence is produced demonstrating an actual conflict or the appearance of one.
Superior Court Judge Scott McAfee opened the hearing by announcing there will be a court hearing on Thursday to address allegations of misconduct and the misuse of funds by Fulton County DA Fani Willis and attorney Nathan Wade, who is serving as special prosecutor in the Trump election interference case. Trump co-defendant Michael Roman has filed a motion seeking to dismiss the election charges against him and disqualify Willis on the grounds that she allegedly engaged in a romantic relationship with Wade and benefited financially from that relationship.
She did. She did benefit financially. And the thing about it is, it's not necessary because she makes, as a DA, $200,000 a year just for being a DA. Now, I'm sure she can get speaking engagements and things of this nature, maybe write a book. She can find other ways to generate revenue rather than bringing her alleged lover on, funneling through him $650,000 and having this guy pay for vacations and trips and cruises. Just ridiculous Instagram stuff. This is the same thing that the lady out there in Dalton, Illinois, Tiffany Hingyer, it's the same thing that she did. Why? You want to stunt for the gram? You want to have these so-called experiences? Well, these experiences are going to get you another experience, and it's going to be called Fulton County Penitentiary.
It alleges a personal relationship that resulted in a financial benefit to the district attorney, and that is no longer a matter of complete speculation. The state has admitted a relationship existed.
I mean, yo, if a judge is talking like that, you're pretty much toast. The judge is saying that she admitted to the relationship. It's not speculation. She came out and admitted the relationship. So now we got to get into the specific details of how we're going to go forward here. Is it going to be a criminal case? Are you going to be just removed from the Trump case? Any other thing, you have other cases out there as well. The Young Thug YSL case, the rapper, big time rapper in Atlanta. Is that going to be thrown out as well? There's a lot going on here. And then they might kind of go back a little bit in their background and bring up Donovan Big Nut Thomas, which is a different story. And for now, I digress.
And so what remains to be proven is the existence and extent of any financial benefit.
So we definitely have a conflict, Judge, in the evidence as far as when this relationship started.
Roman's defense attorney has subpoenaed DA Willis, Wade, and several other employees in the DA's office to testify Thursday, saying their testimony, along with that of Wade's business partner and friend Terrence Bradley, who is also scheduled to testify, will prove Willis and Wade lied about their relationship.
We've got whether or not they cohabitated, whether or not there were any funds that he...
I heard that word on the street is, from what I read, that they did live together at one point. They did live together. And my thing, I'm like, how dumb are you? This right here, if nothing else, is a tale of incompetence. That's what it really is.
He was paid that he used for travel with Miss Willis.
Attorneys for the DA's office asked the judge to quash the subpoenas, insisting none of the witnesses called would contradict Wade's sworn affidavit.
The defense is not bringing you facts. The defense is not bringing you law. The defense is bringing you gossip. And the state cannot, and the court should not, condone that practice.
Ain't no gossip. We got receipts, ma'am. We got like literal receipts. You got trips and plane tickets and things of this nature. It's not gossip when you have physical hard evidence.
And we also learned this afternoon that DA Willis's father is scheduled to testify during the evidentiary hearing, which is set to begin on Thursday here at the Fulton County Courthouse.
This has become a really big mess. I mean, a really big mess, because let's be clear. Let's understand a little bit of context as I close. This was supposed to be about Donald Trump and other co-defendants like Michael Roman. What it was like 12 people or more, at least a dozen people involved in the election interference case. It was supposed to be about that. But now it's become about Fani Willis specifically and her alleged corruption that approves to, at least in part, be proven with documents. I mean, look, you paid this guy $650,000 since January 22 to do what? To do what? And the next highest person got paid $90,000, and then the person below that got paid $75,000. So why are the two other people you brought on being paid comparable amounts? And one of them is considered to be an expert in these kind of cases, RICO cases. So 75 and 90, that makes sense. That's kind of comparable. How do you jump from that to $650,000? And also, did any of people that you brought on, aside from Nathan Wade, did they buy plane tickets for you in your name? Did they go with you on lavish vacations and cruises all around the country, all around the world? I don't think so. I think she's toast. And I think that the case ultimately will be toast, because how theoretically it can survive, But how can it survive if this kind of thing goes on? If everyone who brought the case taken off, how can the case itself live? But as I close, I want to say this. Shout out to greed. Shout out to incompetence. That right there torpedoed the case. I mean, imagine that. You're trying to ascend to a higher height. You're trying to become maybe the governor, maybe a senator. Maybe you want to become president. Maybe you want to be Kamala Harris sitting in the VP chair. Maybe you have high aspirations politically. But because you want to fornicate with this man who's married, by the way, and you want to live this Instagram lifestyle, now not only are you not going to be able to do any of the aforementioned things as far as escalating in career, not only will that be off limits, you're also in risk of going to the penitentiary. This is ridiculous. This is crazy. But I feel zero sympathy for this person and her own goal, her unforced error. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? Do you think that Fani Willis is toast here? How about Nathan Wade? How about the case? Because, I mean, again, the whole thing was about the election interference case with Donald Trump and many other people, all the other co-defendants. Now, if you pled guilty in this case, can you get that back? If there was any kind of adjudication that resulted as a result of this, can that be overturned because of what has been found out here? I mean, imagine you pled guilty and spent a bunch of money and it was all a big hoax. It was all a way to get money. It was all a way to get attention for this woman and her alleged boyfriend, sugar baby. Whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.